Hi, today we're going to take a look at congruent corresponding parts of polygons. So congruent meaning the same and polygon just some sort of closed-in figure. Um, okay, so the first one, we have a trapezoid over there. We're going to call that trapezoid ABCD. So we say figure ABCD, and this is going to be congruent to EFGH, and more onto that in a minute. So let's look at what we have going on. I have a small side here, BC. It's got one little tick mark on it. That's going to match up with something on another figure, in this case, FG. If we look, that's also the small side of that figure. Up top, between A and D, we have three little tick marks. That's obviously the longest side. Same thing here. EH, we've got the longest side with three little tick marks. And then as we move on, this has two, that has two, that's got four, that's got four. What that says is each little tick mark matches up with each other, and that polygon is congruent with each other. So as we go through it, something else is being told to us in our congruency statement here. It says that A is congruent to E. Interesting. A and E. So we'll say that and that. B is congruent to F. We're looking at similar spots. Now, as we walk through A to B, E to F, we're going E to F over the four tick marks, A to B over the four tick marks. C is congruent to G. Going from F to G, we got one little tick mark. Going from B to C, we have one little tick mark. And D is congruent to H. So as we go through this, this is telling us what angle, which angle matches up with the other. Okay, let's use that. And on this picture, this triangle, we're going to label and identify every congruent part, and then we'll say how the triangles are congruent to each other. So we're going to look at sides, we're going to look at angles. Let's start with angles. So angle I is congruent to angle. So angle I's got 40 degrees. We want to look for another angle that's got 40 degrees. Angle L. Angle K is congruent to, that's got 60. Our 60 is up here, N. Angle N. Angle J, which is 80, is the same as angle M here. And now our sides. We can say, let's start smallest side. I got JK is congruent to small side over here. 7, same thing. MN. Well, let's think about this. How do I label it? Is it going to be MN or NM? So I did JK. I went from 80 to 60. I want to go from 80 to 60 again, so we're going to label that MN. MN is congruent to each other. Let's go to 8, I guess. So IJ is congruent to, and we went from 40 to 80. Let's go from 40 to 80. LM. And last, the side with 9, IK is congruent to, we went from 40 to 60. Let's go from 40 to 60, LN. Okay, so we matched up all of our angles, we matched up all of our sides. Let's get a congruency statement with our figures. So we're going to say triangle IJK is congruent to triangle. Now, what matches up with angle I? L. What matches up with angle J? M. What matches up with K? N. And that's everything that we can label as congruent when dealing with the polygons. Angles, sides, and the whole figure. And that's congruent corresponding parts of polygons.